Welcome back, everybody. CLG had taken the knife round, and you're taking a gander at the stats. Why don't you give me a rundown?
So, unfortunately, stats, at least where I get my stats from, I get them from a website, and it's a little bit hard to do just because their stats are somewhat limited, at least for trying to combine them from when they were still going under their previous team's alignment for LG. But, I mean, overall, this is kind of like a middle-of-the-line map for both of these teams. I think that it should be, I'm going to hope it's going to be a close competition just because of the fact that this is a map that North American teams, and I think it's safe to say that LG are in sort of the aura of North America at this point, considering they've done a season of Pro League and whatnot, and they've been playing here for some time. So I think it's safe to assume that they're in that same aura. North American teams freaking love this map. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, and given that they are in North America now, that we're going to have them scrim a lot of the North American teams on it. So can they, kind of steal that power, if you will?
So I'm expecting this to be an extremely close matchup. However, with how strong the CT sides have been, if that trend continues here, and assuming these sides are what we'll actually have in the game itself, CLG.
Yeah, how many T rounds have we gotten?
Not many.
I think
it's less than 5. I'm fairly certain.
Yeah, very low. And on cash, we got to get more than 5 T rounds. This has been crazy between these two teams. And now the fact that CLG starts on the CT side, if that trend continues, we're going to have to see LG break that trend.
All right, so it looks like we should be essentially ready to go here in just a few moments. Just waiting for a couple more people to ready up, but this is going to be it. So, again, both these teams trying to fight for a spot in the grand finals. And we should note this, too, that the loser of this is not going to be out of the event just yet. We're doing best of 3 double elimination brackets. So the loser of this is going to go down and face off against the winner of the losers bracket semifinals, which I think is actually getting started right now on the other stream, which I'm trying to remember who exactly that's going to be between. I think Three's Up and Games Academy, correct?
Yeah, because Games Academy just beat Ace.
So that's gonna be live over on our second channel over at WinOut.tv or Azubu.tv/WinOutTV. If you're interested in watching that, you can head over here. But if you want to see the conclusion of this matchup, stick with us as we are going live right now with the first half.
CLG getting that CT side start. Again, highlighting we haven't seen many T side rounds. So LG looking to break that trend. CLG, they haven't been getting very aggressive on their CT side. Granted, we didn't see much of it on Train, but they're going to go with a 3-man B push. And Vanessa's going to be playing at the truck here. And when you have this guy at the truck, I mean, you're basically playing retake at this point at Vanessa. Though does grab the frag, as well as Tarek on the flank. They are going to get the bomb planted here for LG, but still, massive number advantage for CLG.
And Steel again, just waiting to see if there's going to be a push over here from Forklift. Noticing this now, it's actually a much easier angle to hold on the T side, especially if somebody pushes it, because you don't have to worry about that thing getting in the way. But now we see JDM finding another one there. He's going to be able to take down Steel. Fur does get one response kill, but that's about all he's going to grab. Bolt's actually still sitting in the corner trying to hold it off, but Finesse pushes through and is going to be able to eliminate him. Shadow Cutler makes it out of this pistol round with 2 HP left, but he's going to make it out of there with the armor he now has. So that's a pretty big takeaway here, too, as won't spend all that money upgrading, and it hasn't been damaged, so he's going to have to spend at most of 350 to upgrade it to head armor. So CLG pick up the pistol round here, and once again, surprise, surprise, the CT team starts it off well.
Yeah. LG maybe in some trouble again. It shouldn't have happened. We got to expect some T-side rounds, especially on Cobble. But let's check out what LG has invested this round. We got a couple Tech 9s, P250s, one single flashbang. That is going to be in the hands of Fallen here. So maybe going for a bit of a mid to B. The bomb is outside of middle on the T side. They got the boost up, and it's going to be Cold trying to get some form of entry. But oh man, Cutler just off with his head. And now this is going to make it more difficult as no mid presence for the T's. They're going to try to execute into B here, where Tarek as well as Hayes are lying in wait.
We see here, too, they're just waiting for the perfect opportunity. So the peek comes out from Bolts. He dinks him, but not enough to take him down. Tarek pushes forward, and it's going to be Steel that finishes it off, but it's a 3-for-1 overall at the end of that trade. Definitely not anything that favors the players here on LG, and it is going to be Steel left alive. As we take a look at him, he's on the site, but the bomb, as I'm sure you can see by this point, is down. He'll take one more frag before he is destroyed by JDM, but that will be the end of it there. Second round goes very much so in the hands, and a very early pause here comes out as Tarek is probably going to have to, or Hayes actually, will have to reconnect, as I believe his minimap has bugged out on him.
Yeah, definitely need your minimap here, but should be a short pause, my favorite kind, as I'm sure you as well are just used to nothing but delays. So Hayes here, going to get back in, and again, CT side starting off strong, and LG, they're going to buy up here, and this is...
Well, he got to play first round, so this is This is perfectly in line with, there's not going to be anything that should be forced
Yeah.
here. They have gone, as you can see on the right side, they have gone for the choices here to downgrade some Galils here, and you can get a little very capable weapon. They have made the choice to downgrade so that they can get a little bit more utility in this, which is perfectly valid, because that's often the mistake that's made on the third round, is that if you do buy up a little bit too heavily on second round, that you're going to leave yourself with not enough money to buy those utility grenades. And
Yeah.
again, you may have enough to get yourself onto the site, but you have to keep grenades available for post-plant situation too. So a lot of teams, when they go for that buy, they get what they need for the entry, but then they don't have what they need for post-plant, and the CTs just kind of roll through them once they find their way back onto the site and figure out where everybody's positioned.
Yeah, especially the Molotovs and such, as we do see a couple of them on the CLG side. But Hayes, since he was there at the start of the round, it looks like we're going to have to do a match medic here. And LG, with this buy, I mean, I guess they invested a bit, but in the previous round, so a couple of them going to be without AKs. But all right, we are back. This match, once again, brought to you by Azubu TV.
And as we get started with the guys, here we go. We're going to be unpausing right now. Round number 3. It's going to be our first gun round here of the match. Definitely one of that's going to be a little bit awkward, of course, as you're still looking at a couple of the CLG players, more specifically JDM, still over here on the SMG and Finesse on the Hamas, but we'll see what they can put up against, as we've seen plenty of teams make it through this round, even though they are at the technical gun disadvantage just through smart play. And they're actually going to get super aggressive here. They push forward. Cold misses the first shot, too, so he's revealed it, but it's a 1-3 for 1 there, and we're actually going to see team kill. Apologies, 2 for 1 at the end of it, as Fur is going to make a mistake and actually end up taking down his teammate, so it's evened out, down to a 3-on-3. As now it's going to be Steel, Fallen, as well as Fur left alive to go up against Finesse, Hazed, and Cutler. Yeah,
and both teams at the beginning of the round just smashing into each other. CLG kind of mimicking their pistol round with that aggression towards the B side, and it just so happened that LG was priming up for the B take of their own, and now things again settle at a 3-on-3. And checking at the CT setup, they've left the A bomb site pretty open here. Finesse, and he might have heard them. Yeah, I think he heard them coming up long here, but he's got to watch out for Fallen. May get flanked. Finesse trying to get a flank on, but no, Fallen is going to catch him out, and the bomb site was open. But now Hazed has arrived in time, and it's not like LG have to commit here. But 1 player at each bomb site versus 3, this is going to be a difficult hold.
And Hayes moving back into this corner, trying to hold things up. LG getting ready to push themselves forward here, too, to try to find their way into that site. Overall, not a whole lot of intel as these last 2 CLG players, but considering they've had to split 1 for 1, it's going to be a rough fight here for Hayes. He's going to come out in a big way, and he gets dropped immediately there by Steel. So not what they want to happen. And Cutler, he won't even probably attempt this. He's probably just going to sit back and look for any exits or just try to hide in a corner and save that M4.
Yeah, probably the smarter play.
So let's talk about the irony of this situation, in that this is probably one of, at most, 3 T gun rounds we've had so far in this set, which has gone on for 3 maps now. So out of a potential, however many rounds here, this is probably the 3rd round we've seen about that we have had on a gun round happen, and it's going to favor the Ts. And it happens when CLG play aggressive CT side. And we were talking about this at the beginning of the set, is that CLG, that's a huge problem for them, is they play that, and it not only hurts them economically, but it costs them rounds sometimes, too, when they go for that. So, I mean, that push over there towards B-Halls is great to do every once in a while, and there's nothing against doing that. But if they keep doing that now, if they keep to that consistent play and go back to this aggressive CT side strat, I fear it's going to hurt them way more than it helps them.
Yeah, I mean, with that B rush they were attempting, I think they were trying to contest against, a slow default attempt by LG. But since LG just had 5 members there, they did punish that aggression. And yeah, I mean, CLG, that's what they do, though, on their CT side, is that they aggress. But we'll see if it helps or hinders them as we get deeper into the half. LG have a ton of players over towards the B side, make it everybody. JDM inside of the checkers gets singed a little bit, and Tarek tries to come in, and he does go down along with JDM. This eco round not going to work out for CLG, and probably going to be saving again. And I'm wondering, since LG, they've done this 2 times now where they send everybody outside of B, just waiting for a push. And is that specific to CLG that they do this? I'm not too sure.
So it's been a couple teams now that have bounced it off each other. If what I've been told by other casters and by other people is correct, I believe, obviously it was a strategy that first originated from Europe, but then I think Cloud9 started doing it a little bit in league games and on LAN games. It happens on pistol rounds for the most part. You don't really see it happening too much on actual rounds where they have guns, but when it does happen, you see. I was noticing Cloud9 did it a lot first, then Cloud9 used it against CLG. And then CLG started using it specifically on this map to try and counter out Cloud9 strats and against other NA teams. We've seen them try to use that strat 3 or 4 times this LAN, and I think it's just been a sort of transitive thing that teams have started picking up.
Yeah, so LG That's the second time they've done it now. I don't know if they're going to continue doing it or not, but 2 rounds claimed by LG, all tied up for the time being. And given the economy of CLG, ooh, finesse going to be quite low here. He's going to have to rock out with the FAMAS. No, he is just going to go with the P250, as well as pretty much a full nade set. JDM with the AWP as well. And it's going to be hard for CLG love to aggress. And this is a map that really caters to CT side aggression on pretty much every location.
To start things off here, they're not really going to go super crazy aggressive as yet. Cutler just takes a 4 position man. He won't actually meet anything. What they're going to need help with is they're going to have to go for a quick transfer into the vents and basically shock trooper it there into the outside B halls as Tarek is currently alone on the B site, and everybody's actually really far away from him unless they go through vents. That's the big worry here is he's going to have to come out huge and get at least 2 kills to try and make this possible, because if not, and look at how smoothly as well they've transitioned into here. Look, they've got 2 players in checkers. They're even holding off and putting a little bit more of an emphasis on trying to stop that rotation for vents before it even happens. And look at everything just flying into the B site now. Tarek, the house is burning down, but he doesn't have a way out. He has to toss his smoke so that he can at least try to get away from this fire, but he moves over here to the back box, and there's even fire there. The plant comes out, but he can't see anything through this. Gets 1 and gets a second. It's actually going to be Hayes that finds the first one, but he does pick up that second kill from what he can see through the smoke. Now, however, he's the last one alive. He's still on site, and he's immediately going to lose that trade versus Fallen. Great take from LG. Although it was a good attempt from Tarek to survive, there was just nothing he could do with that huge, absolutely monstrous nade stack we had on the site.
Yeah, I mean, he was getting Molotov smoked out, and they just left him alone at that point. They completely isolated him from the bomb site, or inside of the bomb site, and he ended up being the last player alive, and that's a little comedic, in my opinion. We are going to get a LG listen in here, brought to you by Esport Gaming.
Está aqui meio, 3 no meio.
Tô abrindo.
Acelera. Tô aí com você.
Entrei já.
Vai lá então, coach. Eles coach.
Vira a rua aí, pô. Deixa ele subir em rua.
Deixa eu ver no meio. Boa, peguei bomb.
Boa, morreu bomb.
Toyota 1. Pode ter mais um bomb, cuidado.
Toyota, tô com 10 de live. Vai comer esse pai aí.
Tô com 10, dá pé aqui, Fer.
Perfeito, guys.
Costas impossível. Nem porta, nem galpão.
Fica aí.
Toyota ainda.
Pode avançar B agora também, tio.
Pode ficar. 2 Toyota, um em cima e embaixo.
Vou tava
Toyota
meio,
um
tá?
você, pai.
Sai galpão, pega não.
Não tem nada aqui, Tô saindo já.
Nada meio avançado. Pode ter avançado B2, viu? Meio não.
Tá, ok.
Garrafa base terra,
Diga.
Quanto nada. Nice, galera.
Boa, guys. Perfeito, velho.
Oh man, listen to those Brazilians just go wild. LG with a flawless anti-eco round. And I like the fact that they all exited together, just solidifying they're not going to give away any weapons.
And that's something I've noticed with LG that you don't really see with a lot of other North American teams, and that's a big thing. I've brought this up a couple times down this lane, but I really like the way that LG play. They don't focus on that very aggressive frag style play where everybody's trying to pad their stats and look for these kills. They always play together as a team. They don't get aggressive unless they absolutely have to, and even when they do as a team. They make sure it's a completely calculated decision. They don't do anything unnecessary, and they're just. I mean, obviously the first map was a little bit of exception to that, but when we see them playing a very, very close map, they're very focused and very calculated in their play, and they don't take any unnecessary risk. And that can be a bad thing in some regards, but for the most part, it's a really sort of together and team-focused strategy that I love to see in Counter-Strike.
Definitely. I mean, the trades are on point. Always as a unit. Now they're just about to take into the A bomb site here. They're all set up. They're going to bring a ton of players through main, 2 through Squeaky. Here comes the take here. Finesse and JDM to hold. It's going to be Hayes and JDM to get the first 2 frags. T is kind of stuck in the Squeaky area. Smoke's working against them now. Finesse still alive as they're trying to make their way in, but it doesn't look like they're going to make it past any of these CLG members. Has fallen, as well as Fur. Last 2 up here, but they haven't claimed any positioning, haven't gotten any entry frags, and looks like Fallen might think about falling back, and I wouldn't mind this just to try to strip away some weapons, but it's not going to happen as JDM lands the headshot with that AWP, and I'm wondering if they know Fair is here or not.
Actually, they've got their guns peered in it, but he's gonna move forward. He finds 1 kill, but I don't think he was counting on the double stack at quad corner, so there's gonna be a very quickly corrected frag coming out there. And do I hesitate to say like close match finally here now? I mean, obviously we're only 7 rounds in.
Nothing but blowouts, and this was the one that I thought I would see more than like 8 rounds.
Oh, three really close games, and 16-3, 16-1, and maybe this is the one. Maybe this is the good match with all the clutch plays we've been looking for. So
hopefully.
in before a team runs away with this one, and we end like 12-3 or 11-4 at this point. But just hope that doesn't happen at this point. We want some good games. So, again, now starting off this 8th round, fairly split up strategy so far from LG as they look for some opportunities here. And Hayes in the counter boost spot, he's not actually boosted up at this point, as you can obviously nobody with him, but he's going to look for any sort of that play that'll come out. And there's going to be, I believe that's a mistake, as that molly gets tossed over towards top, and it might have been actually to stop any sort of counter boosting. As CLG have already tried that once, and I believe they picked up a frag or two with it. But once again, they're going to line themselves up, not really wanting to commit to that A site just as of yet. And I think somebody back over here that's in the B halls is gotten something good to spot out here, so they're going to rotate back over here towards mid, possibly use this to take control of mid, or at the very least throw these smokes out to fake it, and then work for a B take from there is probably going to be the name of the game.
Yeah, that looks to be what's happening here. Hayes needs to step it up for CLG here. He's in a very important position in the fence, gets one, but he's going to get pinched in from both sides, doesn't even have to peek back, but Tarek holding on to the B-bomb site, that's 2 for him. Burr looking to respond from the checkers, but Cutler is already here. Burr goes down to Tarek, that's 3 for him, as Cold is the final player remaining coming out from the checkers. Tarek goes down to Cold, he only has 2 HP, but it is doable. But that nade, oh, dodges it, it does a single point. That was so close, he remains alive, 20 seconds left.
That's actually, I think that's really thrown them off too, because they have to know he's that lit at this point, or at least there's got to be a good feeling. So that nade not killing him, well, my point's a bit mute now, but I was going to say that might have thrown them for a run a little bit there, but it's going to quick close out there anyway without too much else contemplating. A lot of heavy losses on the CLG side though, so this is another big thing, is that again, we're seeing these rounds finally being picked up consistently from CLG, but they're not really clean. They're surviving with about 2 to 3 players each time, and that doesn't allow the economy to stack up very heavily, so their money's still going to sit very low, and just one more round pickup here from LG is going to break them back down into economy, and with the current money, possibly a double save.
Yeah, I mean, whichever team drops this one, likely going to have to save, maybe not if CLG does lose the round and keeps a few weapons. But for the CT side setup here, tons of players at mid, and the T's are ready to roll at the A-bomb site, where only one player is currently waiting. And CLG, they're not afraid to do these like bit of stacks where they have a bunch of players at mid and just leave Finesse or Tarek alone at either bomb site. The bomb outside near T spawn here. We have 3 Ts from LG just working their way up into A, biding their time, waiting for these smokes to dissipate as CLG goes for a boost inside of the bomb site. That's Hazed, who's chilling up there. This mid control by Cutler. Not going to be seeing anybody. The vents has been broken out. When do they bring that bomb back towards A? It looks like it is going to be now. And they're going to think about committing here. They got one player at middle who's going to come on the flank. Well, LG, can they get these entries? They're going to realize that CLG has 2 players in the bomb site the moment that Hayes is spotted up top. And now here come the entry nades. Going to bombard the site with smokes and flashes. Hazed up over the top for the first man to engage. He gets both of them down. How quickly do they realize that there's 2 players in the bomb site, though? Bolts has already made his way around. 2 frags the way of LG, but they still have yet to climb the bomb site because Hayes is locking it down thus far. Fallen as well as Steel. The last 2 players up, they've left themselves so little time to get the bomb down. Hayes, how is he still alive? They can't get him down. Fallen misses the shot, and with that is going to be the round. CLG taking another.
Hayes with the ace. That was...
I entirely missed it.
Hayes with the ace and just sits in that one place, sits in default plant spot and just like doesn't die. He doesn't even move. He doesn't have to relocate. Just a sharp shooting killer, man. Absolutely destroys it. All right, we're gonna chime into the CLG comms right after that. Once again, Power by Esport Game. Let's take a listen to CLG.
They go, man.
Yeah, they can.
They can. I'm falling back.
They haven't broke it. They haven't broken it. Watch it.
The CLG.
They go, man.
Yeah, they can.
They can. I'm falling back.
They haven't broke it. They haven't broken it. Watch it. Flashing front red.
Yep, they're in it.
Nice, Josh.
Nice.
Quad.
Fork. Good hold, boys. Good shit. Keep it up.
Sorry.
All right, so CLG feeling pretty confident here. As we're going to go right back into their comms once again by Esport Gaming.
That's it. Alright, listen. I'm coming from mid this round. I'm going to smoke for James first. Then I'm going to come at the left. So all you have to do is molly.
Okay, I'll molly.
No, you don't have to go A. You don't go A.
Oh.
I'm boosting.
I like
They're spamming mid.
They smoked
Okay.
off B.
They out mid.
I'm running straight to
One's
B.
outside door. Yeah, I'm boosting.
Are we smoked mid?
James, no help. No help at all.
Okay.
You can go help him, though.
One
Door
door's
spamming?
I'm on top of quad. Hopping.
Okay.
I'm on roof, just like looking at booths.
I'm going highway.
I could easily get fucked up, yeah.
Hey, re-smoke mid soon.
One's door.
One door, son.
Open door, open door. Smoke door.
Oxygen.
Can you re-smoke mid? Anyone?
Nope, nope.
Okay.
I can pop flash it, that's it.
Can they go checker? I mean, vents?
No.
I can pop flash your B. I can pop flash your B.
I have a op, dude.
Okay, fuck it. Let's pop flash B. Do it now.
He's really silent
I'll
right
pop
now.
flash your B right.
Do it, do it.
Smoke A? Smoke A?
It's okay.
Nothing B.
Rotate.
Go, 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 go.
Holding it.
Another one A? Coming,
One
guys.
door. Make clear. Alright. Now go.
Nice. Nice color.
Reloading. They know they're bomb. Let's let him in. Let's let him in.
I'm holding it.
Nice! Good round, boys. Good hold.
CLG. That confidence is building here, and you could just hear the other Brazilian
heard
Team Games Academy. Oh my God! Everybody's getting so hype over there.
Heard that nice try, boys, at the end from a CLG member. I think in the angsty. So.
Oh, why not? You can throw a little salt in there.
All right, so again, CLG pulling ahead a little bit more consistently now, and also as well that that ace from Hayes. I think Hayes has been looking for that all land. He finally got it, man. And what an ace that was, just 2 rounds back there. And that was, as I talked about, the most incredible thing about that too was he was all from the same consistent position. I'm pretty sure he got all 5 kills from the same spot. Never even had to move. Just incredible aim coming out from him, and incredulous that we didn't actually see somebody from LG take him down in the process. So. As I believe Healy Umbrella said when Hiko pulled off the same thing back from quad corner with that crazy Tech 9 ace just a few days ago. He pulled off the Alamo there, held it out, and didn't let anybody else in.
Yeah, that was a sick round. That Tech 9, God, I don't know. What do you think of that gun? I mean, I assume this is your first Counter-Strike?
Yes, this is my first Counter-Strike.
So you were born with the Tech 9. Oh, man.
I have been playing Counter-Strike actively. Like I've owned the game since it came out, but I didn't really play it until I would say actively until about like November or December of last year around there. So I've only been playing it for a little under a year, and I've been casting it since March. So I
see. Man, I don't know. Coming from the old version, that Tech 9, I mean, it's pretty much broke the game. It's along with the CT, how the monetary situation used to work out.
I think it's in a, at least for me, and again, obviously, I just told you how long I've been playing, so take my opinion for what I will. I think it's in a fairly okay position right now in terms of how useful it is in certain situations. Like, before they did the changes to it, it was pretty freaking crazy. But I think now it's in a pretty okay position. There's definitely still some strong spots with it, but it's manageable for most teams now at this point.
Yeah. It's just so crazy. But we see CLG once again go for the triple B aggression. A reaction from LG. They're going to try to hit the A-bomb site really quick here, but JDM will get multiple before he does go down. But the bomb has been dropped, and they aren't going for it just yet. Fallen, he's going to try to go for the win, but Tarek decides it's time for me to op, and just going to give it to JDM in the next.
And that was another thing we actually didn't touch on too much for that last round, was the fact that they have actually gone for the double op setup now. They're going to be using this, and this is something that obviously a lot of teams use this, but this is a trademark CLG thing, and they are absolutely crazy with the double op setup. I mean, like, out of the teams that can work
That's what I wanted to see on Train, but we didn't get a chance to.
Out of the teams that can work a double op setup really well, CLG is probably one of the better ones in North America. So look for a very stalwart hold now here. Tarek, though, gonna get aggressive, and this could be a precursor. However, he finds one, and this is what I like now. They find that one, they're happy with that. They'll fall back. Cutler picking off one more on the way back, but he's a little bit overexposed, so it'll get traded. Still in their advantage, though. And the positions Tarek's taking up here, is this going to be hit or miss here? Because if it works out for them, and oh, Hayes again, there's that spot of aggression, unfortunately, going to get caught there as they do start to pull up, but he does get the info on that one, so there's a heavy reason to believe that this could rotate over towards A. However, I think there's been some smart calls coming out here as well, considering it's really only going to be a fake retreat, but they work it back out and then immediately go back in once the death cam stopped, so now they're just going to go right back to this default plan of going for B. However, they've caused a rotation from JDM out of the site, so it's actually going to work brilliantly for LG. I originally thought they were going to keep 2 on the site, but it's not the case.
Yeah, they're just going to leave Tarek here. The fake retreat. Going to draw one of the CTs over towards A, and now Tarek left all alone to hold on to the bomb site. And he does go down, not even pop flash or anything. And JDM responds with an op frag. Here very low is Bolt. Watch out for the nade. It looks like he was just covered. JDM looking for the cross shot, doesn't get it, but Finesse comes through with a nade of his own. And now Cold's going to be here in a 1-on-2. Does have a decent amount of time to work with, but gets caught on the cross by Finesse. And CLG now establishing a nice little CT side.
I talked about jinxing it and making this half 11-4. That actually might happen now, to be honest with you, because we'll see another buy around here more than likely.
I cursed this one.
I cursed it more than you, because I said it was. I was like, oh, watch this happen, and it's happening. I just need to stop saying things will happen, because at least based on round scores, because every time I bring it up, it seems like yeah. But actually, focusing on topic instead of myself, we'll go back into the match here now and see what exactly LG is going to try to work for here on this one. Color in that forward position here, looking for any sort of mid-aggression. Won't be having it though, as again, LG has shifted themselves a lot more over to what would indicate a play towards A. Could definitely shift if things go badly or they're not able to get enough intel quickly enough, but for the time being, they are lining up to possibly push this into the A site. Maybe a little bit of mid-presence here as well if they want to try to get control of that and then work it up highway, because that's actually been another thing while we're waiting for this play to start here too, is like LG have been avoiding mid like the plague so far. They haven't played mid at all, and that could be a very important and very useful part of the map.
It's interesting that they haven't been taking it all that often. I had entirely forgotten about middle, being the lack of presence there from the T side, but they do have Cold ready on the boost, so he's going to initiate into middle once the fake begins at A, or is it going to be a take still? Remains to be seen. And now another member of LG is going to join his teammate on the boost. Over the top here, Cutler goes down to Cold, but at the A bomb site, Tarek still holding on. They're sending the bomb up from middle here, but Fair finds another one. That's Hayes going down. They got to take out Tarek, and indeed they do. Looks like LG might just take another round here, and there is no saves to be had. He got a lot of money here. JDM, what's he got?
JDM, we'll see what he can hold on to here, as there's immediately going to be a push to try to take him out in heaven. And Fallen juking out of the way of that nade. And we see JDM trying to go for the drop shot there, but it doesn't really pan out too well, so they're going to take him down. They take the op as well, so they'll get a free one out of that. And we'll head into the final round of the first half here. 9-5 players over here on the tier side, looking to make it 9-6 potentially, but the money situation was put into a fairly decent spot for CLG, at least enough that they can afford to get through this one, so there is going to be another fullback coming out from this one to get tested, and maybe set it up for 10-5 as well if they can come out on top here.
Looks like Cold's going to try to bust out middle right away, spamming the push from CLG. Just a few more bullets. Might have got some more from that, but CLG looking to go for a boost of their own. Look at this CLG aggression. This is the CLG I'm used to seeing, and now they're going to boost Tarek over top of mid as well. The bomb inside of the T-spawn area. And whenever they go back to try to retrieve it, Tarek, well, that's an easy frag.
So Tarek again here, just essentially, yeah, as he said, he's just waiting for the bomb pickup, and I think the players from LG know what's up with him, and they're still trying to work and actually get control of A, and then probably transition that into control. But you can see here the hesitation, or rather the patience is probably the better word to use here that comes out from LG, is that they know about this aggressive strat now. They know that it's being played, and there you go. They just play it patiently. They wait for CLG to get impatient, and now they're going to find a kill for that. Here comes Tarek, though, and I don't think they were expecting that to have happened. Tarek, like a ninja there, moves inside of A main. He's going to be able to take down Fair and trade that kill that we just had going on to a CLG member. 3-on-2. Still no bomb pickup, but again, now that Tarek's moved off of the top of the boost spot, Steel's going to be able to run over there and grab this one for free, and he'll technically box in Tarek as well here. So if he goes into A main, should be an easy kill on Tarek, but he's actually moving over here towards mid, where he's going to have to contest against Hayes. Hayes, though, at 16 HP. That should be an easy trade for this player to win from LG.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, is Steel going to check it is the question, though. I mean, would you expect Hayes to be there that late in the round? I certainly wouldn't, but 10-5 CLG. But at least we got more than 5 or 4 rounds on a T side.
Yeah, absolutely. So they picked that up again. I mean, finally we do have a close map here. It happens in the third one, but very much so a map with a lot more contest going into it. And we'll switch sides here too. And I mean, that pretty much aligns with what we've had so far in the set. The CT team picking up about 10 rounds, very sided towards them. But now it's all going to be on what can we see from the CLJT side? What have they perfected from these previous maps, and what have they learned about the defense coming out from LG in this set today that they can use against them here? Because that's going to be the big key. If they don't come out on top, or if they aren't able to pick up this pistol round, then we could very quickly see a comeback potential from LG, and as well the swing to actually put them into the lead once more.
And no aggression on the pistol round from LG. The CLG going to be grouping up at middle here. If they do split onto the A bomb site, that is the site that has a majority of the LG members here. I do like the setup. They got one on top near the forklift, bolts down below, and a member inside of the site. But a lot's going to come down to can they contain this mid split. So you're going to see the T's here begin to apply a little pressure. Oh, actually, it's going to be mid who engages first. Steel going to spot a ton of T's, and they're going to be trying to make their way in towards vents. And now the A stack from the CT side may come back to haunt them.
And Hayes going to move in there. Takes out one that's sitting inside a head glitch there, so that's going to drop further. They work their way into this site, and they're going to get pretty quick control. As we said before, it's not looking too good here on the defense. Cold getting a nice turnaround kill. Oh finds a second on a Tarek, too. Mid-air as he attempts to jump up into the events there, so he's going to find that one. Looking for the third here, potentially, with JDM. Looks like he's probably going to be able to fall back. He picks up that kill. Steel getting one more response. This is dropped into a 2-on-2, but Steel caught in the open as he tries to retreat behind the front boxes there, and this plan is absolutely perfect. There's no way in hell, unless he pulls out a miracle, Bulls is going to clutch this.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a kit either. He's got to start making his aggressive now. He can tap it. Oh, he does have a kit, actually, but it's not going to matter. Finesse through that smoke. He didn't get shrouded in it quick enough, and CLG taking that T-side pistol round. I presume we're going to see this force buy from LG.
Yeah, definitely. They're going to need to pull it off here because now this will set us up potentially for a 13-5 unless we see a response round coming out here out the hands of the LG roster.
Oh, they're not going to do it. This is strange. I mean, I guess they're going to go for...
This is definitely quite obviously this is the economical choice to be able to pull out the full buy, because the problem is if you force buy up here and then it doesn't really pay off and then you have to full save for the next round, then and if you actually don't save, I should say, on the third round, then the big problem is on round number 4, then you're not going to have anywhere near enough utility to fend off the attacks. So I think that's the choice, is focusing on that 4th round there and being able to get the full utility along with it. So that's not why they're going to go for the buy. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see a buy from them in the next round either, but they might try to go for a little bit more in the next round since they'll have a little bit more of stacked up cash in that one.
Yeah, I've seen teams in recent times go for this 3rd round buy, but Luminosity not so much. Or excuse me. So the CLG side here, I mean, I'm wondering if they upgrade these weapons at all. I'm just like I'm come from the old school versions, and this used to be the standard. You never go for force buys on the 2nd or 3rd rounds. So it's a bit surprising given that LG is down so much that they wouldn't do it. So the bomb about to blow up here at the A-bomb site, and they have gotten 2 frags with a very little investment from LG, so keeping that economy just a little bit in check has fallen. Going to take this fight onto JDM, does lose it, and now let's check it out, the buy from LG. They're going to invest a little bit, but yeah, they're just going to be saving for this 4th, investing a little bit, but not enough to affect their nades.
Now we set up here 12-5 at this point, heavily in the favor of CLG, and looking to close it out. And we don't have to force up really here either. They're just going to go for the upgraded pistols, no armor to accompany it. So, as you had mentioned here, really not a whole lot of investment from LG this time. Probably expecting a quick close up from CLG, but some of these guns, and especially if Cold, is going to be able to work this Deagle in a good way. And not looking like we'll see any Miz presence, so not right off the bat here at least. But if we can see some big play with Deagle, he has the potential to line up a couple kills. Same thing with the CZ back over on Bolts.
Yeah, and we saw Cold with that USP do some sick work. Just fallen, gonna get spotted out here at middle, and then Cold. Are they gonna check this spot? But oh man, they might just avoid him entirely as they're just heading through the vents into the B bomb site here. Fallen with a nice little one tap dink onto Tarek, but nobody inside of the B bomb site for the CT side. Should be an easy round in theory for the CLG side, and what it makes more sense to me now that I think about it. LG, by going for, I mean, the full 4th round buy, not forcing up at all and taking away their nades. What's really sick to me about them on this map is their retakes. I mean, their Molotov work when they retake into the bomb sites, that it's a thing to behold. And even the other Brazilian team impressed me a whole bunch, but we did see them get wrecked on cash another time, and I didn't get to see any of that at all. So it's all going to boil down to, can LG hold off when they do get their guns on board?
Yeah, even for this point now, it's picked up an AK, so we're gonna maybe get away with that one here. So he won't be going frag hunting here, but definitely around, quite obviously, that goes into the hands of CLG. It'll be the 13th point being picked up by them. And we're gonna head to that first very big buy round here now for the CTs over here on Luminosity Gaming. And the big problem is that, and again, this is also another thing that it has afforded them, is it has afforded them the opportunity to go for an out buy here. Whereas sometimes, again, you force buy and you may be at the limit where you may or may not be able to do it, but this time they can definitely do it. He's even got the armor, and as well, he's even going to have a couple nades to accompany him too. So that's the rationale that goes into saving for both of those rounds and taking it fairly light there, is that now they can have Fallen with the op, and that's a very crucial thing. However, this is essentially an all-in, because they drop this one, then they're going to be 14 points. They won't be able to afford a buy on that next round either, and that will, unless we see a miracle happen and they take control of that eco round, then that will put it up to match point for CLG. So they've taken a big risk, and now it has to pay off in a big way, otherwise they might be done for.
Yeah, this is pretty much it. CLG need to hold this, LG need to hold this. CLG, tons of smokes into the A-bomb site on their first gun round. They just go for a straight-up A commit. As Fallen was over watching the B bomb site here, and oh, this is just disastrous for the Brazilians.
So much planning behind this to put this together, and just so much patience and not being able to work anything in those previous 2 rounds, and now it's just to have it fall apart. That has to suck.
Yeah, and CLG, like on their first gun round on the CT side, they'll often go for some aggression. A lot of T side teams will open up with a bit of a default to feel out the CT side on their first gun round. So CLG just really, I like that strategy on the first gun round. I mean, testing the A-bomb site right away, and they did take it, just stomped them.
So now we'll be set up to 14-5, and as we had already mentioned here, for LG, not really anything else in the arsenal they can go for. They're going to force it quite obviously, but it's not really going to mount them with all that much to bring into the picture. 3 CZs, as well as us seeing now a scout on the Fallen, and he was doing some impressive op work in the previous round. But the scout could be much less of an impactful weapon, and already here a nade stack coming in over towards Checker's box. That's a very smart spot to nade stack too, because we saw this not in just this set, but in quite a few other sets that LG has played in, that whoever had been stacking or whoever had been camping over there by Checker's box just did so much work, and it's really just something that's better just toss nades through it and get rid of it. So unsurprisingly, though, CLG is somewhat cleaning things up here, taking it down. There's 2 players left alive from LG, Cold and Fallen, with the last 2 left in the picture. Fallen has done a decent amount of damage to some of them. He's dropped Tarek down to 11 HP, and you can see him just peeking left and right here, trying to get the kill. He actually does find Tarek, and he shoots it through the Heaven plat, too. So a nice shot from Fallen, but Finesse is going to get the response one directly after that, and Hayes to clean him up finally there, too. Taking down Fallen, and that will now be us at match and set point here for CLG, 15-5. The bye will be coming out here from the LG members. But if they don't bring it out here, then this is going to be the end of it. They're not going to be out of the tournament just yet, but they will have to fight back in the lower bracket finals.
And I'm still not sure exactly who they'll be playing yet. It sounds like a pretty hype match going on the other stream. And now CLG on the first gun round that they hit. It was the A-bomb site. Now it's just going to be a quick B execute. Fallen, though, with his AWP. Might have something to say. Doesn't want to give up the map just yet. And JDM looking to return fire with his AWP. So after losing that first player, CLG is going to slow down just a bit. Try to flush Fallen out of position, but a return smoke. I like that play by LG, and providing some safety for Fallen. And now realizing that we're not going to be able to just smash our way into the B-bomb site. Going to try to come up middle, but look at this push up mid from Steel. He's going to get one, and Cutler does return, but still advantage for the CTs here. But oh, Fallen misses his shot. He's getting overran, and Cutler brings him down. This could be it.
Cutler moving in now, looking for the smoke. Doesn't have too much intel as to what exactly is on the site, but I guess his teammates are going to follow him into this site. 50 seconds left, so plenty of time to work this too. And the other bad thing about Fur hiding back is, again, it's going to conceal him, and they're not going to be able to see anything else. But these grenades are actually going to reveal it here. Fur now peeking out. He's going to be able to find JDM as he was a little bit too overexposed. Bolts as well, reinforcing Heaven. So there might still be an opportunity here for LG to close it out as well, or there probably will be a pretty good opportunity for them to close it out. Put it 15-6, but we'll see what Tarek and Cutler are able to work with here now as well. 30 seconds left on the clock.
Uh-oh.
That's going to be an interesting kill. As the body ragdolls as it's killed by a Molotov. But this flank coming out here from Colt, such big patience from him. As soon as they get on the site, he's probably going to call for Colt to move in, and that's going to get a little bit hard to work with here. Cutler as well, still out in the open a little bit, looking for that kill. He knows he's in the vents now. Going to try to find him, but Colt will win that trade, and now it's all on Tarek to try and close things out here. 1-on-2, we'll see if he can work it.
Yeah, for the match here, Tarek. This man has so many clutches under his belt, but not this time. The Brazilians stay alive. Problem is, they got to do a whole lot more of that. 9 rounds for CLG to just win 1. That's so many gun rounds for them to try to switch up the strategy, and they had success with their A-take, and when they did their A-take, I mean, it was a full nade set for the CTs, and they just ran right, like, just dominated them with the smoke setup, so it wouldn't surprise me if we see them go back to that. And tons of Molotovs for CLG, and that's pretty effective at the A-bomb site.
And that round was going to be a team ace as well for LG, so everybody picking up a piece of the action there. And that right there, again, that was another round that was a really good example of that great, solid team play, that great togetherness, working together over here there on the LG side, where instead of having one player push up to try to get the intel and then having the second one on a back angle, they both pushed together in the same spot. Again, not being completely lined up so that they can get the double kill, but both sort of at fairly slightly separated positions so that they can easily execute Tarek without too much trouble. Apologies.
It's a bit of a variation on their take here from CLG. It's not a straight-up commitment. They try to send some players mid after throwing the exact same smokes that they threw in the round. The first one that they run, but Cold is going to go down. Tarek brings down 2 inside of the bomb site. So they do go down early, 2 players, but right back at him. JDM with the AWP looking to end the match right here and now. Just 1 player up. It's Fur on the flank. He has 2 players up to deal with. It's JDM as well as Cutler. JDM with a shot. Cutler right away on the trade. Can't get him down. There it is. 16-6. And again, not even a close one.
And that one, I think that was a little bit closer than the scoreboard shows personally, but still, again, a fairly, just based purely on the points, definitely a dominant map for CLG once again. So 2 big maps for them, 1 big map for LG, but not enough to move them on. They're going to be dropping down to the losers bracket finals, where they're going to face off against the winner of the lower bracket final match. I don't believe that match is actually concluded yet, and we're not even at that match yet, so we'll be playing that out in a little bit here. And that will be coming up a little bit later on. But of course, guys, we are going to be having an interview, I believe somebody from CLG, in just a few moments. Stick around for that, and we'll be right back with that interview And then after that, for more Counter-Strike action, once again, you're live at the WinOut 20K LAN, live from Philadelphia. We'll be right back in just a few moments.